Welcome to the final part of the interview with Mike and Candy. We hope you've enjoyed this interview. We really had a good time meeting with them and talking with them. If you've liked this video, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe to our channel if you feel like it. We'd appreciate the support. Thank you very much.
And one of our philosophies is working together. If he cooks, I clean. If I cook, he cleans.
Oh, that's good.
So,
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
So we've been dating since we were teenagers. Got married when we were teenagers. Had our first baby when we were teenagers.
Wow.
Well, it looks like you're solid.
So
I really
yeah,
applaud you both.
we have a really good life. Our friends all say you guys are just so happy all the time, and it's like, well, we made a promise to each other. We wouldn't go to bed angry, and that she's not allowed to yell at me, and I'm not allowed to yell at her. So
Yep.
I can mess up, I can do stuff, which I do, and she has the right to call me on it and tell me about it. And then I try not to do those things, obviously,
Yeah.
again. So
Right.
we've just
communication is key.
we've always
in
had a good
everything.
relationship. We just because we
That's so
wanna
important
have
when you get in
fun.
close quarters
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah, I wanna-
exactly.
I told her, I said, I don't want a humdrum marriage. I want to have fun with you. If I can't have fun with you and you can't have fun with me, then where's the point?
Yeah.
And to date, we were just, I don't know. I do silly stuff. She does silly stuff. She just laughs at me. Like, we'll just do weird stuff. We were filling up the water tank the other day, and the water starts running out. She goes, "It's full," and I'm like, "Oh, what do I do? What do I do?" And I just kind of ran around and just let it run out. It didn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then went and turned it off, and she's laughing, and people up the street are laughing, because it's like, we're gonna have fun. We want to have fun. We just, some of the trips that we take here when we're camping or when we go to Orlando, it's like, what do you want to do today that's different we haven't done? Let's go do this. We have never done this. Well, let's go do that.
Let's go do it.
And
Let's
so
try it.
that's what we're kind of really looking forward to when we're retired, is like to be able to go to some of those places that we've seen fellow YouTubers go. Like I said, I'm going to follow KYD's trip to Alaska, and what some of the things where they ran out of time, I don't want to run out of time.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to get to up in Canada a little bit earlier than them, and stay at those places just a little bit longer than they got to,
Right.
and then make our way up, because I thought their plan worked really good when they didn't have mosquitoes.
Right.
Yes.
So I kind of like that plan. Living in Florida, no mosquitoes. That's when I want to go.
Less junk, more journey is another good one to watch going to Alaska.
Okay.
She found out she was pregnant up there and announced it to him on camera.
Right.
You'll love
you
it.
spoiled it.
No, I didn't.
That's all right. That's a long way before we get to there.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
And they're a good family to watch. They were in the RV Nomad movie also.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we have to
y'all
watch that.
seen that?
We have not
movie?
seen that. You guys told us about the other day,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to try to see that.
Because we know all of the people that are in it. We've camped with them. We've talked with them. We're still friends with them, and I mean, they're just a great bunch of people. So it really shows the community and how they
that's-
interact with each other and how they support each other.
When we tent camped with our kids, we had when we got to Florida. In Kentucky, I always had a truck that was always loaded down. We usually would take two cars because I only had a single cab truck back then. In Florida, I had a trailer that we'd use. We throw all of our stuff on and all the bikes and all that stuff. And one of the great thing about the camping community is we used to tent camp. You got your sleeping bags and all that stuff in there. You got a bunch of money invested in there. And we got our bikes out, and we're like going up to the pool, and the pool was close enough in some of these places that we didn't take our bikes.
Yeah.
We never had anything taken.
Yeah.
Nothing was ever stolen.
Right.
Nothing was ever misplaced. Or lots of things were misplaced. But nothing was ever stolen from other people.
Right. Exactly.
Our kids lost things.
Right.
That kind of happened, but
Yeah.
just great adventures in
Yeah.
all these different places. And one of our favorite things to do when our kids were younger was we would take a few days off after the holiday, like Memorial Day weekend and stuff like that. We'd take Tuesday and Wednesday off and not leave the campground until Wednesday. Then at all the state parks, we did a lot of state parks back then. Monday afternoon, when everybody left on Memorial Day, we'd drive around the state park and pick up everybody's leftover firewood. And we would watch all these parks in Tennessee and in Florida go from 90% full or 100% full to
Just about
a
empty.
third
Yeah.
or less,
Yeah.
and we would go around. I filled up a 6-foot truck bed with firewood to the rails and said, "That's enough, guys. We only are here for 2 more nights." And we went and we made a stack of firewood, and we just had a big old bonfire and just
Texas A&M style.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
not
Yes.
quite that big, but and we just put firewood on. We got a picture of my son standing next to our camper, and he's eating a popsicle, and looks like daylight. The fire is so hot that we had a metal sided camper, and the side of the camper was warm.
Hot.
Oh,
And the
wow.
it was plenty far enough away.
Yeah.
But we're sitting there, and it looks like daylight. We got all these great pictures that came out on the old 35 millimeter cameras.
Oh, wow.
And these pictures that are just priceless to me. He's
Yeah.
sitting on the steps eating a popsicle. It is just he's just
Yeah.
chilling. It's like, take a picture of that, and we just took
Yeah.
a picture, and it's still to this day one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
And that's what we just did. That was like, our kids are worth a couple extra days, so we'd stay a couple extra days, and we got the park to ourselves. In Tennessee, we were feeding deer out of
Yes.
our hands. 'Cause all these people were going like, "Here come the deer." We're just sitting here and watch the deer just walk through the site.
And that happened up in
up in St. Andrews State Park.
I'm petting a deer right outside my camper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're pretty tame there. They're pretty
Yes.
tame there.
We did that with cows yesterday.
Well, we didn't pet them. We'll tell you about that.
Anything else?
I think one thing the way we found you guys, you have it on the back of your rig that you're a YouTuber, and that's the first thing that caught
Caught
my
on.
attention was, oh, they're YouTubers. Let's look them up. And that's what we did.
And in
So-
spite of that, you contacted us.
Yeah,
That's
so it is.
right.
All right. We're so happy you did, too.
So I got a question for you guys. What made you guys decide, as you say in your own introduction, that you're older, to decide to jump into the RV lifestyle, not doing it before?
Well, personally, I wanted to do it 20 years ago, but I didn't have the financial wherewithal.
Okay.
And then we met 10 years ago, and we kind of evolved to the point where I made the mistake of buying my F-150. I traded my 20-year-old truck in
Yes.
on a new F-150. Really
well,
nice.
No, you didn't, because Daniel bought it.
Oh, okay.
My son bought his other
Yeah,
truck.
okay. Anyway, I bought the truck, and then right after that, we said, what do you think about camping? RVing. So that
Well,
boxed
I
us
had
right
just bought
into
a
the
car,
small
and then
trailer.
He bought a truck, and then all of a sudden we're like, Well, it was kind of a weird deal. We had just come from visiting family in Illinois.
My
and
mom was
got
dying,
word that
yeah.
his mom was going to pass soon. So we had such bad experiences in the motels.
Yeah.
'Cause I am picky. I slept in the truck a couple of times. And so we had been looking, because he had been watching KYD.
Yeah.
And so, we had been watching several different channels, and then he said, well, we'll just go buy a camper, and then we'll go back up there. And that's how we got the rig that we have now. But, I mean, I've always been adventurous. My family, we lived in New Jersey, and we had the pop-up camper and stuff, and my dad was an avid fisherman, and we would go every weekend.
Yeah.
We knew what we were going to do. We never made plans. We would be at the campground.
So the
Spruce Line.
takeaway for that is always figure out what you want to buy for a rig
Yep.
before you get your tow
the
vehicle.
truck. Yes.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
But then we started thinking about it. I'm 73, and I'm learning these things, that you have to do with the sway bar and the weight distribution bars and all that stuff, and it gets to be a hassle,
Yes.
It does.
especially if you're moving quickly. If you have to break down in the morning and set up in the afternoon, and it may be 110 degrees in Texas when you're doing it,
Yep.
that's not a good thing when you're older.
Yeah.
And
One of
so
the great things about the fifth wheel
Yes.
is it is
It's
a lot easier.
we thought about that, and we hadn't seen any YouTube channels that addressed any of those issues for the older people. So we thought, sounds like a good niche for us.
Yeah.
And they make them smaller length, which that's kind of what we're
Maybe.
looking at as
Yeah.
well.
Maybe.
Because we
Yeah.
do like to stay in state parks as well. And to find a spot for
Yes.
this is
Yeah, a lot of parks won't let you in if
Right.
you're over 30 feet.
So our focus is helping older people understand what they need to know before they make any commitments.
Right.
Hopefully.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're handicapped in any way, I mean, I I have some disabilities, but I can still get up steps and things like that. But it takes me a minute, you know. But some people, they're in wheelchairs or,
Yeah.
you know, they
Right.
have prosthetics.
Perhaps
or
a van
something.
with only one step up is a better solution. You know, you need to think
And 'cause
about things like
we've
that.
even talked about that. I mean, we're not old, but we're not young either.
Right.
We have some things that are starting to hurt on us.
Yeah.
And the bathroom is up another flight of stairs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've actually looked at things that have a half bath in them, and
Yeah.
you know, is that a way we want to go?
Is it worth it? Is it worth the wait? Because there's a lot more wait since you had the half bath.
Right.
You know, and so we talked about it. Like, is it worth it? We even went and looked back to go back to a tow behind.
Yeah.
With a little bit different options because everything's on one floor. Take 2 steps in, everything's on one floor. And you know, this one's 3 steps on the outside, plus you got to step in. It's you know, and then there's 3 steps to go up to the bathroom. So
Yeah.
you know, some options there.
If you're planning on going to Alaska, we would definitely recommend watching the Outdoors RV. I know
Yes.
We did.
talked
We watched
about
that.
You watched it?
Yeah, we watched
Yes.
all of them.
They are.
They are incredible.
They are
It is
really good.
amazing.
And the prices are good.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
prices were
Yes.
kind of shocking when I looked them up afterwards.
That's our plan.
You know, so
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking at. We're going to go to the RV show and look because we had considered a C or a B or whatever. It's just not enough room.
that mosquito on your neck was soft. There you go.
We thought about a driving camper at first, but the maintenance that you still have to do on it is
Yeah.
The cost of tires are just insane
Yeah.
for those.
it's crazy.
And
And then
then-
you still have to tow a vehicle.
Yeah.
And
And
this way we
so-
don't.
Yeah, we did. We talked about that. I mean, so our
Yeah.
plan is pretty good. We know what we're gonna do. We know we're gonna be in a truck in something.
Yeah.
Most probably be a fifth wheel just because of the ease of setup. We disconnect. I pull the truck for it. I hit auto level. Wait for the beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put the slides out, or she puts the slides out while I'm plugging in electric. Once the slides are all out, I hit auto level again because sometimes when the slides come out, we got 3 on one side and 1 on the other. It kind of moves it where it's not quite level. I hit auto level again. It beeps and tells me I'm good. You know,
And
our
you're
setup
done.
is we're done.
Wow.
We're done at that point.
Well,
You know,
Outdoors
awesome.
RV, even the smaller campers, you can add auto levels.
Yes.
I saw that with the anniversary edition.
Yeah, and
Yep.
and the platinum or whatever that edition is
Yeah.
comes
Titanium.
with them. Titanium. They come with them.
Yeah.
So, and they make fifth wheels. What I couldn't find on their website was a picture of their fifth wheel. So
But it could be the location too.
it could be the location of where we're at. Our service is not the greatest.
Did you look at
Yeah.
Adventurous Ways videos about that?
Just the tour. Just the
Okay.
tour. Just the tour that they did.
Yeah. They.
I
I
think he
don't
did
know-
another one about the fifth
He did
wheels.
one at a dealership, and I don't know if they showed.
Yeah,
any
they
of the
went
fifth
inside
wheels,
and showed the.
But the lady that owns the dealership, her and her mom, they both own like, she's owned 5 different fifth wheels that they did, and her mom's owned like 3.
We'll have to
So
look it up.
you know,
Definitely.
but yeah, but look up Adventurous Way.
The
'cause,
thing
I
about
mean,
the
that was a
outdoor
really good
RV
video.
fifth wheels is the rubber floor and all that comes up into the living area a little bit, and there's a toolbox in the floor,
Toolbox in the
and it's a multi-use
Oh,
toy
Room.
hauler
Yeah.
basically. The back goes down and you have a deck, like the one by the pool over
Yep.
here,
Yes.
and then it goes down as a ramp so you can take something out. The side benches on either side fold up,
Ah.
and you can stow them up. There's a bed if you want one that'll come down. I mean, there's all kinds of options for it.
The one we're looking at is a 26 kVS.
Yeah.
It has, I mean, like your window there, it has the kitchen is in the back, and it has all the way around it's
Windows.
just windows.
Yes.
And then
I am a
behind
fan of the kitchen in the
recliners
back.
and all
I
that.
like. There's a
Yes.
couple of fifth wheels that I've looked at that have the kitchen in the back, not in the toy hauler. They're a toy hauler, but not in the toy hauler part. But when you come from the toy hauler,
Yeah.
the toy area, that's where the kitchen is.
This one is against the back wall, and the microwave is under the counter, so you got all that space up to the
Oh,
ceiling.
nice.
It's
Yeah.
windows.
Windows.
Yeah.
And you've got a spice rack in the corner, and it's got the bars in the front, so you know it doesn't fall out when you're
Right.
Google Outdoors RV 26 KVS, and you'll see the video.
It's
Okay.
a mountain
He
series.
does, the
Yeah.
guy from Outdoors RV does a walkthrough and shows you everything. It's
Okay.
awesome.
It's
We'll check it out.
Yes,
But
definitely.
you like the one that has the kitchen just inside
Of the-
on the toy
On
haulers?
the toy hauler.
Yeah.
because with most toy haulers, they all have like galley setting
Galley.
that's just setting on one side, and she can't stand it, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because when we are inside, I like to be comfortable, and I know they got recliners and stuff in those sides, but our other camper had the TV where the TV was at an angle, and we hated it.
Yes.
We would actually, it would turn around and go into the bedroom, and we would actually go
Yeah.
in and sit in the bedroom and watch TV more than we would from the living room, because it was such a pain to look to the left the whole time while watching
you
TV.
get
Sure.
trick in your
And,
neck.
Exactly.
This has a rear den. Our TV's on the back wall, and then we have 2 couches on the 2 side outs that go out, and then 2 recliners
In a fireplace.
and a
Yes.
fireplace.
Yeah.
And we
We've
had
used
it
a
on
couple
the other night.
Yeah,
Keep it a
there
little
you
warm.
go.
You know,
We need to do this. Are we done?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
but so it's so much, and that was part of the reason why we were willing to trade the other one in.
Yeah.
We had no reason to trade it in. We
No.
we didn't need to go bigger. It was quite capable to do what we wanted to do with it. We had stayed in it for several times, 10 days, and we're fine with it.
Yeah.
Was a little bit more organizing because it didn't have room. It was a 24-footer, so
Right.
you know, you guys
Yeah.
know that doesn't have room to store stuff. So
You know.
And we had dogs.
oh wow.
yeah, if we go for
So-
10 days, you know,
Yeah.
we had to juggle some stuff around.
That would be tight. That
So
would be tight.
yeah, so
One of the things we like about the Super Cs and the A's is the basement.
yeah,
Yes.
You only have the one area in the front, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
You find that to be a drawback as far as storage?
A little bit, because you know, if you step up to the next model of these, where the front of them, we learned this, where the front are angled, then that means that you have your storage, you have a little bit more storage. So just the way that where the frame is, you have storage under the frame, and they actually give you more options down the side, which there's plenty of room. Where this, if they would have done that, you have options. You could have had more storage,
You would have had more steps, though, too.
more
right?
steps,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to be a step higher.
And much
But
taller.
Yeah,
In the way
yeah. Take us from the
of-
12 to the 13.4
Yeah.
ish.
But I would recommend clear bins for
Oh, yeah.
storage under there.
Yeah.
I finally got him to do that.
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah.
find things quickly.
Uh-oh.
Either
Yep.
that or lots of labels.
Yep.
Get it cut off.
Battery. Well, that's it. We hope you enjoyed this interview with Mike and Candy. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, be sure to go take a look. We appreciate your taking the time to look at this video. If you like what you see, click the like button and subscribe to our channel if you feel like it. We'd appreciate the support. Thank you.